Greenblood, there's something I would like to talk to you about.
I'm listening.
I recruited a young man for the Guard a few months ago. Talented. Very talented. And honorable. I've been tracking his progress, and I learned that he's been sent to the barracks in New Serene. I would like you to meet him so that you can give me your opinion.
My opinion? On what?
Ever since our departure from Serene, I've spent nearly every second at your side. But I have clear standing orders to assure the protection of Constantine. And I don't know his guards. Not well, in any case.
I see. You've been thinking this recruit might be a suitable personal guard.
Precisely. And your opinion has weight. So then, would you like to accompany me to meet him?
But of course. Let's go.
Raina must be with the other recruits in the barracks.
I've been asking myself why everyone calls you Captain, seeing as you have no ship. But now I'm beginning to understand.
I'm happy to have poured some oil in your lantern, sailor.
Good day, soldiers.
Your Excellency,
Captain?
Soldiers.
may we be of service?
I'm looking for the soldier, Raina. Is he in the barracks?
I never heard that name before, Captain.
Never heard the name, Captain.
That's strange. I'm certain he was sent here.
Maybe he's been moved since then. When was the last time you'd heard news of him?
In Serene. Just before our departure. But that's been a couple of months.
If I may, Captain, should I have a word with the quartermaster?
That's right, Captain. He has a register with the affectations of every recruit in the Blue-Silver Regiment. Anything else, Excellency?
What is your charge?
Maintain order in the city, Excellency. Anything else, Excellency?
That will be all.
At ease, soldiers.
Hello, Your Excellency. What can I do for you?
I've been looking for one of my recruits. Goes by the name of Raina. I would like for His Excellency to meet him.
Raina? I'm sorry, Kurt. I thought you'd been informed.
Informed about what?
He is dead. He was found, drowned in the port harbour day before yesterday. I was told he had too much to drink and fell in. I'm extremely sorry, Kurt. The young men drink more than they can handle when they're on leave.
That's bollocks. That lad isn't the sort to sully himself with drink. I don't believe it.
People change. When they're far from home, the lads have little else to do.
I still don't believe it.
Listen, you might as well go and ask the doctor down in the morgue. I might have misunderstood what was reported to me. Those doctors use such long words for simple things.
Excellent idea. At least you'll see it for yourself.
You're right. Let's go.
Is there anything else?
No, thank you.
Well now, a visit. Can I help you with something?
We are here concerning the matter of recruit Raina.
Are you family or friends?
You could say that. I'm the one who recruited the lad.
I see. Well, what I can do is tell you what I can.
When was the body brought to you?
Day before yesterday, in the early morning.
How then did he die, in your opinion?
He drowned. I'm sorry. It's regrettable. He was quite a young man.
Yeah, and his death makes no sense. He didn't drink, and he knew how to swim.
All the same, that's what happened. I greatly regret it.
Can you tell me anything about the circumstances?
All I know is what I was told by the fellows who brought the body to me. They said they'd spent the evening together at the tavern, that they'd had a great deal to drink. A horrid habit the soldiers all seemed to share.
Raynor was not a drinker.
Maybe not. All the same, he was drinking that night. He stepped outside for a moment and never came back in. His companions found him drowned in the bay early morn, and they brought him to me.
Might we take a look at the body?
No, I wouldn't recommend that. To see your friend in such a state.
I'm a soldier, Doc. I've seen a number of men in pieces. Let me see the young lad.
I regret, Captain, I cannot allow that.
I have as of yet to present myself. I'm Lady de Sardet, legate of the Congregation of Merchants on Tirfredi. And as the title infers, I have the power to inspect this barracks and all that it contains. Therefore, I must insist.
I see. 1,000 pardons, Excellency. I should have recognized you and shown more respect. It's the body in the middle. Examine him if you must, but please be so kind as to not leave a mess after you.
This one is just a boy. His face is still locked in an expression of pain. Kurt, is this your recruit?
Yes, that's my Raynor. Poor kid. I should have left him with his family where he was.
We'll need to examine the body to learn more. Is that all right?
He's not the first young man I've seen with the lights gone from his eyes. Go on.
I'm no doctor, but this boy doesn't seem to have drowned at all. It looks like he's been beaten. It's suspicious.
The boy I knew would never have drunk himself senseless to the point he'd fall into the bay, I'm telling you.
I believe you, Kurt. But if we want to prove it, we'll need to find more evidence. Excuse me, Doctor, but you owe us a few explanations. This boy did not die by drowning.
It is absolutely the cause of death, I assure you. The science of death is a complex art, and you are certainly not a doctor.
That is true, but you are. Do you recognize your own notes? Your writing is hard to read, but the word drowning never appears.
What an idiot. I should have burned those notes. I am truly sorry. I swear I have never, ever falsified a report before. But I was given no choice in the matter.
How's that? What are you talking about?
2 men, lieutenants I believe, brought a body to me telling me the boy had drowned in an accident. I saw immediately this was a lie, but I did not push the matter. I began my examination, planning to submit my report to the quartermaster as per usual. But the men returned. I was told to forget what I'd discovered and say that he had indeed drowned, or else.
Who were they?
I have no idea. I had never seen them before at the barracks. I guessed their rank by their uniforms.
What colours were they sporting?
None. They must have removed the emblems of their regiment. Listen, it's obvious that this boy was beaten repetitively, and that was the cause of death. I have no intention of suffering the same fate.
Have no fear, Doctor. We will make no mention of your name.
Andevors Tire. That means, may the earth welcome him. I am sorry for you, Kurt.
Thank you, Siora.
Hello, Your Excellency. What can I do for you?
We have a situation, Manfred. Rayner didn't drown. The doctor falsified his report. He was threatened and feared for his own life.
You have to be pulling me leg. Who bullied the crowface?
Lieutenants that he didn't recognize, alas, and who wore no regiment emblems.
Which regiment was Rayner assigned to? I would like to have a word with his commanding officer.
Let me have a look at the register. My memory isn't what it once was. Stab my heart with a rusty blade. His name's been crossed out. Oh, if I catch the bastard that did that.
What mess was the boy into, Manfred? What could this be about?
Your lad was in the 6th or maybe the 11th, before being reassigned to who knows where.
Just like that? You out of everyone have to know where the recruits are assigned.
Not of late. This isn't the first lad who's been reassigned all of a sudden at the drop of a hat. Each time I start complaining about it, I'm told they've changed regiments, and it's not my concern.
Something truly bizarre is going on here. I don't like this at all.
Let's try and discover which company he was stationed at before this mysterious reassignment.
Is there anything else?
No, thank you.
I need to get to the bottom of this mystery, Greenblood. I don't like being taken for a fool. Even if the lieutenants weren't stationed at these barracks, someone here must know where Rayner was assigned.
We should also go and check the tavern. Men on leave will perhaps have looser lips than those within the walls. Hello, officer.
Excellency, can I do something for you?
Could you tell me which company you serve?
The 11th, Excellency. Anything else?
What's your assignment?
The 11th is assigned to road and outpost security for the congregation on the island. As for me, I'm responsible for the training of recruits and the patrol duty roster. Anything else?
We are concerned about the death of a young recruit named Rayner. Have you heard anyone talking?
Sorry, Your Excellency. I'm not in a position to answer that.
Why's that?
It's just that, I don't remember that name. That's all. Sorry, Captain. Anything else?
Thank you, Lieutenant. Farewell. Good day, soldier.
Good day, my lady.
De Sardet, legate of the Congregation on Tirfredi.
Captain Kurt.
Oh, excuse me, Excellency. I didn't know. Captain, I truly am sorry. At your service, my lady. Excellency.
You don't quite look like you've got the hang of all this. How long have you been in?
Is it that obvious?
It's quite normal for a new recruit.
I joined up 4 months ago. But at the beginning, we were on board ship, you see. I don't know if that really counts. I started exercises when we got to New Serene, but I'm making progress, they say.
And do you like it here?
I sure do. That's why I joined the Guard. To come here, to leave the continent. Know what I mean?
I do.
Anything else?
Since you know who we are, present yourself, soldier.
Ah, yes, my lady. Recruit 2nd Class Alric, Blue Silver Regiment, 11th Company. At your service. Anything else?
Do you know a recruit going by the name of Raina?
Raina? It's just... Excellency, please.
The boy is terrified now that he knows who we are. So long as he's in that state, he'll say nothing of worth. You should bring him a bottle to calm his nerves.
That will be all, soldier. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. What can I pour for you?
Give me a bottle of your best drink.
There you go. But be careful. She's got a strong bite. At your service, my lady. Excellency.
Here. You seem tired and a little on edge. A drink would do you some good.
It's just that I don't know if I'm allowed.
You're on leave, or you wouldn't be at the tavern. And why not?
Yes, but this is His Excellency's own bottle. I don't know if I can.
Drink, I tell you.
Now then, why don't you tell us what you know about Raina?
Well, I didn't serve with him. Well, not really. We just crossed paths. He was leaving the 11th when I joined. Everyone said he was good, strong, and, followed orders. And then, poof. Lieutenant got this order, and he wasn't happy. And I mean really quite unhappy. And then Raina, he was gone. We never saw him again. We asked where he'd been sent, but the lieutenant didn't want to tell us. Said that it was none of our business. But you, he won't be able to say no to you. You should go and offer him a drink too.
Where can we find your lieutenant?
At the barracks.
Thank you. And watch yourself when leaving. Wouldn't want you to fall into the bay. That will be all, soldier. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
Hello, officer.
Excellency, can I do something for you?
Are you sure that you can't help us? Something terrible has befallen the poor boy.
Let's be perfectly straight. We know that Raina belonged to your company. And as the acting lieutenant instructor, you certainly had him under your command. So just stop with the lies. We've lost enough time here.
You know what they say? Guard business is well guarded.
And concerns only the guard. Now, unless you've lost your eyesight, you've a captain in front of you.
I know. But this story is dangerous, Captain.
If you have so much as an ounce of respect for the boy, Speak to us. Don't you believe he deserves justice?
Yes, of course. Rayner was indeed a member of my company, and an excellent recruit. But you already know that.
Continue.
One morning, I got a note telling me he'd been transferred from my company. He'd received a new assignment. I was so furious that I did my own little investigation to see where he'd been sent. It wasn't easy. No one wanted to give me answers. No one seemed to know anything. But one thing's for certain. Rayner wasn't the only man to have disappeared. I learned that a good many recruits, all the cream of the crop, had been reassigned. And finally, I learned about the existence of a phantom regiment.
What sort of nonsense are you talking about?
A sort of secret, elite company that were following a special training program.
Where can we find them?
I've no idea. I had to put my investigation to rest. Things were getting dangerous. I began to sense I was being watched. This regiment protects its secrets at all costs with few scruples. If you want to know more, the training officer of the 6th might know something. It's been said that he took part in one of their missions, alongside them.
Are you certain you've nothing more to tell me about this infamous secret regiment?
I've told you everything I know, at the risk of ending up like Rayner, Excellency. Go and see the officer of the 6th if you want to learn more. And leave me alone now. Anything else?
Are you certain you've nothing more to tell me about this infamous secret regiment?
I've told you everything I know, at the risk of ending up like Rayner, Excellency. Go and see the officer of the 6th if you want to learn more. And leave me alone now.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Farewell. Good day, Lieutenant.
Excellency, what's your pleasure?
What company do you serve?
The 6th, Excellency. Anything else?
To where are you assigned?
The 6th Company is in charge of exploration and expansion of the colony of the Congregation of Merchants on the island. We operate mainly in the wilderness areas, in direct contact with the natives. But don't worry, we respect to the letter Congregation directives and standing orders. We avoid all confrontation with them as much as possible. Anything else?
Tell me about the Phantom Regiment.
About what? I have no idea what you're talking about, Your Excellency.
Come now, Lieutenant. You do realize that the activities of this regiment are particularly suspicious. Secrets, threats, fabrications, and maybe even an assassination. This resembles more the pursuits of a criminal organization than the honorable coin guard. Am I to conclude that you are involved?
No. No. I assure you that isn't the case.
So then tell me what you know about the regiment.
I've seen the regiment. Even fought beside them on an operation. On that occasion, our marching orders were kept secret until the last minute. We were asked to remove our regiment emblems. And our pay wasn't even recorded. And of course, we were ordered to speak to no one about it under any circumstances. I hope you realize the risk I'm taking, talking to you about all this.
Have no fear. We understand. What was this operation?
An attack. A lightning strike. On a caravan from the Bridge Alliance.
Marvelous. A company that behaves like back-alley bandits.
I know. It really shakes up the honor code. The regiment is made up of young recruits, carefully chosen. Only the best make it through. The training is extremely arduous. And my guess is that Raynor isn't the only one who's died from it. I know that they set up camp just outside the city, where the men live and train. But I'd be at a loss to tell you precisely where it's found. Sorry, Captain.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
This story is making me sick. Poor Raynor. If I'd have known, I'd never have recruited him.
I'm sorry, Kurt.
This isn't your doing. But these filthy phantoms, or whatever they are gonna have to settle the debt. Believe me.
You do realize that your own commander is certainly involved in this on some level. Outright clandestine operations could not have taken place without his approval.
That he's aware of the existence of the regiment, there is no doubt. That he approves of what they're doing. It wouldn't be the first head that didn't know what his hands were up to.
What do you wish to do now?
I'm gonna find the location of this camp. I have a few friends that can certainly help us. And when I know where to smoke out these bastards, I'll go and have a few fiery words. If you were of a mind to accompany me, 2 of us would not be too many to make sure they settle their debts.
Let me know when you discover where they are to be found.
You can count on me. Greenblood, my friend. My contacts have spoken. I was able to discover the location of this infamous Phantom training camp.
Do you still think they should be held accountable?
More than ever. You know that I recruited Raynor. I want to know what kind of hornet's nest I led him into. I want to know what these madmen did. But I fear if I go alone, I might not be able to control myself. And I won't learn anything. I need the help of my best student.
How can I refuse such a request? Well then, let's go.
I was informed of your arrival by my sentinels, but I didn't think it would be you, Kurt.
Rolf, you're the leader of this camp.
You two know each other.
We train together. We haven't seen each other in a long time. A very long time.
The world of warriors is very small, Kurt. What brings you here, my old comrade? And who are these people with you? They're not one of us?
My name is de Sardet. I'm the legate of the merchant congregation.
And I'm Siora, Doneigad, of the Gaiusrad.
These people sure are important. So, what are you doing here?
I've heard things about this place. About this very special camp.
And we wanted to see what it was all about with our own eyes.
That's very nice of you, but visitors aren't welcome in this camp. What goes on here is only the guards' business.
Does the same apply to me?
Listen, Kurt. I can give you and your friends some answers, but only because it's you. Anyway, knowing you as well as I do, I'm aware I'm not going to get rid of you that easily. So, what would you like to know?
What is it you do here? And why is this place kept secret, even from your comrades in the Guard?
The natives have their magic, and we have to train elites to be able to face them. That's what we're doing here. Our role is sensitive, and our location obviously cannot be revealed to the whole island.
Does this man not realize that I'm a Donegad?
I noticed you're a native, but you're a friend of Kurt's, so I trust you will be discreet.
I see the reason for this kind of training. The Bridge Alliance would be particularly interested in soldiers like these. And yet I've never heard of this elite squadron.
We're still in the early stages of the program. We don't want to rush things. And our leaders demand secrecy. Orders are orders.
This is a huge camp for such a secret location. How's it organized?
The main building is reserved for officers and the wounded. The front and rear of the camp are dedicated to combat training. But most exercises take place outside.
Impressive. And how do you manage recruitment?
Only the best come here. Those who have combat experience. Once they arrive, they're separated into 2 squadrons, each led and trained by a lieutenant. But you already know all of this, Kurt. It must bring back memories.
Yes.
Will you tell us about your training?
That's a sensitive topic. Most exercises take place in the field to get the men used to it. The natives' knowledge of the environment gives them as much of an advantage as their magic. But if you want to know more, you should ask my lieutenant instructors.
Actually, we found out about this camp while we were looking for someone.
A kid I recruited. Rainer.
Oh. I didn't know he was one of yours. My condolences. I was told he died in an accident in the harbor.
Don't insult my intelligence, Rolf.
All right. Since you're here, I guess there's no point in lying to you anymore. The accident occurred during a maneuver. It's regrettable, but these things happen, you know?
We've taken up enough of your time, Captain.
I agree, and I have things to do.
I'd like to question your lieutenant instructors, if you don't mind. To ask them about Rainer.
You've become a real sap. Fine. But try not to disrupt the day's schedule too much. Goodbye.
I'm sorry. I couldn't contain my anger.
I noticed. Good thing you know this captain so well. I don't think he would have let us investigate otherwise.
I'm not sure it's a good thing, really.
You don't seem to like this man.
Rolf doesn't bring back good memories for me. But let's continue. I want to know what's going on here. Lieutenant.
Captain.
My friend here would like to learn more about this camp.
At your orders, Captain. Madam?
Can you tell us about your squadron?
The recruits who come here are the best. And in my squadron, they get even better. I don't know what else to tell you. They're disciplined, rigorous, and effective. Exactly what you'd expect from the best soldiers.
What kind of training takes place in your ranks?
Combat in natural settings. Combat against the savages' magic.
I'm very curious about how you train against the magic the natives use.
Now, these are complex, secret maneuvers. I'm very sorry, but I can't tell you anymore.
That's a pity. It would definitely be instructive.
I heard the recruit Rainer trained here. What can you tell me about him?
Oh, he was a good one. He died a little while ago.
So we've heard. Your captain told us he died during a maneuver. Can you tell us more?
The training we do outside can be dangerous. Unfortunately, Rainer fell to his death in a ravine.
He fell?
During a simulated ambush. I know, it's not glorious, but it happens. I'd like to get back to work now, if you'll allow it, Captain.
Go on. We're gonna go talk to some of your recruits.
I hope that it won't take too long. We're all very busy here.
We'll be quick, Lieutenant.
The story about training against magic is a lie. This lieutenant has no idea what he's talking about.
So what could they be training recruits for here, then?
I don't know. But whatever it is, I don't like it. Soldier,
Yes, Captain.
at ease. We have some questions for you.
Me? At your orders, Captain.
You look exhausted. Is training that rough here?
Well, it's difficult at first, but you get through it. Taming fatigue. That's the key to it all.
Haven't you ever wanted to stop? You've never doubted your vocation.
I'm not a coward, nor a weakling. The strength of the Shadow.
What is that? Your motto?
Our squadron's captain.
You seem concerned about your comrades. You keep looking at them.
No, not at all.
Are you afraid of what they might think of you?
Absolutely not, Captain. We are all of one mind in this squadron. We are very united.
Since this is such a close-knit squadron, you must have known Rayner.
Yes, of course. But he's not part of the squadron any longer. He left.
Really?
I don't know what you're trying to get me to say, Captain. Rayner left the squadron because he was sent on a mission. There's nothing more to say.
Sorry, mate, but that's not what happened.
I don't know anything more.
Thank you. That will be all.
Thank you, madam. Captain.
Good heavens. I feel like a bogeyman.
These recruits are clearly scared to let any information slip.
It's as if their life depended on it. Lieutenant,
Respectfully, Captain.
here is my friend, the legate of the merchant congregation. She would like to ask you a few questions.
At your orders. I'm listening, sires.
How did you become an instructor in this camp?
I have led numerous squadrons before, and I've trained hundreds of recruits on the continent. I worked with Captain Rolfe in the past, and when I arrived on the island, he recommended me for this position.
That's very impressive. And I expect that you're familiar with the natives' environment and magic.
Yes, of course.
How do the various squadrons in this camp differ from one another?
The recruits I train are intended to carry out more subtle actions.
Really? What kind?
I teach them how to blend into the background, understand customs, observe, and know when to strike.
That's strange. These skills are normally associated with assassins rather than soldiers.
These skills are always useful, regardless of the enemy or the setting.
What kind of training do your men undergo?
I can't go into details, but they learn discipline and to outdo themselves.
You mean to blindly follow orders, even to their death?
But No, Captain. We also teach them to analyze situations, so that they know when to act to avoid risking their lives.
Kurt, don't you think that someone this talented fits what we're looking for? You see, we need to find someone who can replace Kurt to oversee my cousin's security.
Your cousin is the governor of New Serene, I've heard. It's a prestigious position. I don't doubt my abilities, but an offer like this, made so suddenly, must have a price.
We can't hide anything from you.
We're trying to find out what happened to Rayner, a recruit who trained here.
That name doesn't sound familiar. He must have been in the Shadow Squadron.
The other lieutenant's squadron.
Yes. I'm sorry. Haven't been much use to you. Did something happen to him?
He died. His body was thrown into the harbor to make it look like he drowned.
I guess it was one of your recruits. My condolences, Captain.
We'll question some of your soldiers.
At your orders, but please be quick. I'd like to get on with training.
Hello, soldier.
Captain?
We need information. Your instructor authorized us to question you.
Of course, madam. I'm listening.
How would you describe your training? Do you train outside the camp much?
Yes, we do. Well, not exclusively.
Really? Yet we've been told that your unit specialized in actions over difficult terrain.
Yes, I think so. Well, yes, that's true.
Problems remembering things, soldier?
No, Captain.
What's it like in your squadron?
Very good. The Phantom Squadron is made up only of the very best.
Do you trust your comrades?
We're like 5 fingers on one hand, madam. I would trust them with my life.
You've sure got the military spirit.
Yes, Captain.
We've learned that a recruit died in an accident during a maneuver. Does this happen often?
No, of course not. Only to those who aren't strong enough.
That's strange. I was told that this recruit was very talented.
I don't know what to tell you. It's possible. If you don't mind, I'd like to get back to my training.
He seems afraid that an accident might befall him too.
No, it's not that. I just don't want to fall behind schedule.
Very well. Go on.
Excellence. Captain.
These kids are scared to death.
Yes. This boy's...
Soldier!
Captain!
At ease, soldier.
We'd like to learn more about your training.
I have nothing to say about it, my lady.
Really? Go on, it's not a difficult question. What do you do during training?
Is this a test, Captain?
No, it's not a test. You may speak freely.
Well, training is difficult, but we can't complain, Captain.
That's an interesting way to phrase it. You're very united in this squadron. At least that's what I've been told.
United. You could say that, yes. Until death.
That's rather sinister. Does the name Raynor sound familiar to you?
Yeah. Well, no, not really.
You seem rather hesitant. Afraid of being reprimanded by your lieutenant?
No. Well, not at all. It's just that I can't tell you anything about Recruit Raynor. And we're lucky to have the Lieutenant as our instructor, Captain.
We should leave this soldier to his work.
Your name, soldier?
Wilhelm. First-class recruit Wilhelm, Spectre Squadron.
Keep it up, Wilhelm.
Lieutenants! Report.
Captain?
Could you give us a few minutes and take us around the site? I've never been here before, and I'm curious to see what goes on.
I'm not sure if we can, Captain.
We are on duty, Captain.
Right, Lieutenant. Let's go! Are you coming with us?
No, thank you. I'd rather stay here. Take in some fresh air.
As you like. In that case, see you later.
Wilhelm, we need to talk. And don't worry, Captain Kurt will make sure your superior doesn't come this way.
Why are you doing this?
We didn't think you'd say anything as long as she was here.
If you noticed, others will have too. They'll make me pay.
Even more reason to talk. If we have proof, we can take action and close this camp.
Very well. What would you like to know?
What's really going on here? We know that Raynor didn't die in an accident.
This is supposed to be a training camp for the Guard's elite. Only the most talented recruits are allowed to join. This is an immense honor, an extraordinary chance. That's what we're told every day. But in reality, it's just hell.
Tell me about the training you undergo here.
It's more torture than anything else. We're constantly beaten and humiliated, and the slightest complaint only leads to more blows. They even push us to police one another, so we don't dare talk. Whatever the orders, we put our heads down, grit our teeth, and obey.
And they call us barbarians. We could never put our own children through this.
I heard them tell you about the specialist training against the natives in hostile environments. But what they teach us would be more useful for assassins.
As for Raynor, do you know what happened to him?
Yes. One day he just couldn't stand it any longer. He disobeyed orders, he fought back, and people got hurt. That's when things blew up. They summoned him for night training.
What does that entail?
It doesn't have much to do with real training. They call us up for it at the last minute. The weakest serve as punching bags for the others, who are encouraged to beat them. If we refuse, we too become the targets. So we join in and strike If you're looking to punish Rayna's murderer, you can start with me. We all have his blood on our hands.
Thank you for telling us all of this. You should get back to your comrades.
I hope you can do something. Have this camp closed. Otherwise, I'll soon be as dead as Rayna.
We understand the risk you've taken. We won't let you down.
Thank you. Really. That was truly fascinating.
Captain,
I've seen everything I needed to see. You can leave us.
Yes, Captain.
Shall we go?
Kurt, Wilhelm has spoken.
What did he tell you?
He said the recruits go through hell. They are humiliated, spy on each other, get bullied. It's essentially torture. Rayna wouldn't stand for these methods. He rebelled and was summoned for night training.
Are you sure he used that term?
Yes. But he told me it's not really training. That recruits are summoned.
And the others beat them. Sometimes to death. I know.
You know about this kind of training?
Yeah. I thought it was a thing of the past. What a monster. How dare he?
I'm so sorry. I'm lost for words. Tell me, did you learn anything new?
I scouted out the site. There's 2 parts of the barracks we should look at more closely. Rolf's quarters and the basement, which they refused to open for me.
You're full of anger, Sengots. Take a deep breath and think. Then tell us your plan.
Let's wait for nightfall. We'll sneak into the camp unseen, search the barracks, the private quarters, and then the basement.
We might also try to find out where this night training takes place.
Yes. I wouldn't want other young recruits to lose their lives tonight. Especially Wilhelm.
Strange. There's no one left in this part of the camp.
Maybe they're in the combat pit behind the barracks. I saw it when I visited the camp. Or they've already left for their night training. Let's find Rolf's office. He surely has the key to the basement.
This letter is disturbing, Kurt. It confirms that several deaths have been disguised in order to keep this camp secret. But it says that the recruits trained here have been assigned to governors from different cities. And yet I'm sure that Constantine knows nothing about these elite units. The conclusion of the letter also confirms that the commander is pleased with what's been going on here.
So Torsten knew.
So it seems. Including about the deaths.
He's gone too far. He dishonors us all. Sieglinde was right.
Locked. This room. What could have happened in here?
I know this smell only too well. Fear, blood, death.
These people have turned this place into a site of suffering. It will take years of work to erase its traces.
This document explains a lot. They torture the soldiers to break them. Rayna shows up on this list more than once. He gave them a lot of problems.
Those who resist too much are lynched during night training. Rolf, you'll pay for this.
Kurt, Wilhelm's name was added to tonight's training.
That's the young man who helped us, isn't it? They will probably kill him for it.
We can't let them kill him. We must stop this training immediately.
The risk is that Rolf will ambush us.
If this boy dies because of us, I will never forgive myself. I refuse to let these recruits pay for the bastards who manipulate them. Let's avoid spilling blood in vain.
You surprise me once again. You're full of compassion for these youngsters.
They're just kids. There has to be a way to reason.
We'll do what we can, Kurt. I can't promise anything. Despite what Wilhelm told me, I wasn't expecting this. He's getting destroyed.
They'll kill him. We can't let them get away with it.
Stop! We won't let you kill this boy like you killed Raina.
Soldiers! Do you realize what you're doing?
Captain? But...
You shouldn't be here. This time, you won't get away with it. To arms!
When my Master of Arms was in the Guard, he always repeated, fight with honor. What honor is there in lynching one of your own when he's defenseless? What honor is there in being forced to kill one another the moment one of you refuses to toe the line?
None. We followed orders. Nothing more.
You've been manipulated. But it's not too late to refuse all of this, to act with honor.
You're right, Captain. It's over, Lieutenant. We will no longer beat our own.
Imbeciles! Traitors!
Move away! Things are about to get dicey!
Will you be all right?
I'm wounded, but I'll survive. Thanks to you. I'm eternally grateful.
Come, Wilhelm. We'll help you get home. We owe you that, at least.
I'm counting on you to bring him back to the camp in one piece.
Yes, Captain.
Well then, let's go. We can't let that vermin Rolf escape us.
Kurt, you're so predictable.
I knew you were a bastard, but I didn't think you'd be part of this disgrace.
Have fun, soldiers! The traitors must die!
Stop! Soldiers, are you really going to obey these scoundrels? Do I need to remind you of the Guard's motto? Where is your honor?
I won't repeat myself, recruits. Execute these traitors!
Soldiers, listen to your captain. You are the victims of these monsters, and we are here to save you. We surrendered without resistance, to avoid a fight and to spare your lives.
Well, what do you want us to do? We have orders, and we know what will happen to us if we don't obey.
Enough! To arms! Attack!
Must I remind you what happened to Raina?
And however many others perished to fuel the ambitions of this camp's leader.
Is this what you were promised when you were recruited?
No. No. Honor and glory. We've strayed far from all that. Let's surrender. Anything is better than dying here like dogs.
How dare you! You know what awaits you.
Shut up, you idiots. You're no longer in a position to threaten anyone.
Congratulations, Lieutenant. You've trained cowards.
Their training wasn't finished, Captain, and the speeches were so convincing.
Silence! Where is this second squadron? Should have been here a long time ago.
They're not coming, Rolf.
They surrendered too. It would appear that your training methods aren't very effective.
Now that you no longer have lackeys to send after us, Rolf, you'll have to get your own hands dirty.
I've dreamt of shutting that big mouth of yours up for so long.
Will you be all right, Kurt?
Yes. Yes. I'll be fine. I'm just glad to know that this camp won't kill anyone else.
What about you, Wilhelm?
Thank you for saving my life. Without you...
I hope you can forget all about this. This is not what the Guard is about.
I don't know if you'll be able to forgive us, Wilhelm.
I've been in your shoes on other nights. You didn't have the choice.
While we wait for this camp to close for good, you'll be under Wilhelm's command. You'll soon receive your transfer orders.
At your orders, Captain.
Glad it's you, Wilhelm.
You'll stay here for now. I'll send men I trust to come get you soon.
What do you want us to do?
I'll need backup if I really want to put an end to all of this. We must go see Major Sieglinder in New Serene. I need to tell her what was going on here.
Are you sure she wasn't involved?
Her? Never. She's old school. She already held the commander at a distance because she didn't like the direction the Guard was headed. He would have sacked her, or worse, if she didn't have so much support within the Guard. I should have listened to her.
There's no use brooding over the past. Let's go. We'll go see her immediately.
Sieglinder, I need to talk to you.
What's the matter, Kurt?
We've just returned from a training camp. A secret camp, where elite soldiers are trained through terror, humiliation, and torture.
Don't tell me that.
Yes. One of my recruits died, and he wasn't the only one. It is designed to create a regiment of assassins.
I am sorry, Kurt. I knew something was wrong, but I never would have thought it'd go that far.
We put an end to it all. We had to. But Torsten allowed it, even encouraged it.
I told you that the Commander's ambition would end up leading us astray from the ideals of the Guard, and that we would pay the price for it.
Yes. At the time, I told you you were exaggerating. That he had his reasons.
What are you gonna do?
I'm going to speak out, Sieglinder. And reveal the Commander's project to the Governor of the Congregation.
If I were as close to him and his family as you are, I would have done so a long time ago.
I know. I feel so stupid for not having understood Torsten's scheme until now.
You've always been a loyal person, Kurt. And too many loyalties are sometimes hard to reconcile. But Torsten betrayed us all. I'm counting on you to make him pay for it.
Believe me, he won't get away with it. Goodbye, Sieglinder.
Goodbye, Kurt. My men and I stand with you.
PlayStation